Great is the Lord, and mighty in power. His understanding is infinite. Great is the Lord. God is powerful, infinitely powerful. He made all the stars, the sun, and moon. Great big galaxies, a universe of mysteries. He can do what no one else can do. Great is the Lord, and mighty in power. His understanding is infinite. Great is the Lord. God's incomprehensible, His strength is inconceivable. He made things that no one else can see.
Tiny, tiny
Molecules and stars and planets far from view. The God who made it all created me. Great is the Lord, and mighty in power. His understanding is infinite. Great is the Lord. Great is the Lord.
Welcome, puppers. We are on week 7. It's crazy. Okay, I am super excited about tonight. We are going to meet a dear friend of mine who I have known, we just did the math, for about 18 years. That's crazy. We have watched their ministry start and continue all these years, from the Multnomah years to New Tribes, right? Yes. And then on to Senegal. Joel and Andy McMartin. I am so excited for Andy to be here tonight and to share her story. I also just want to say that as you guys have listened to the VBS videos and now listening tonight, I want you to be thinking about ways that you could possibly still be a part of the ministry. I don't care if you are 5 years old or if you are much older than 5 years old. We can all be a part of this. And I've been to Senegal, and I'm so excited about this, and have seen the impact that their family has made on the community, and what a few dollars and sending a kid to camp can really do to change a life. So please be thinking about different ways, and at the end of Awana in April, May, we will give you some ideas of ways of money that you have raised to figure out how to bless the McMartins and camp.
Hi, my name is Andy, and we're missionaries in Senegal. I wonder if you know where Senegal is. Here, let me show you a map. Senegal is a country in Africa. It is over on the ocean, but it's also a desert, and so most of Senegal is covered with sand and dirt. So it's a different living environment than what maybe you guys are used to, with all the green trees around you and everything. We don't live in Senegal because we like living in the desert. We live there because we want people to have an opportunity to hear about Jesus. Most of the people in Senegal believe that in order to be able to go to heaven, they have to do a lot of things. They have to pray 5 times a day. They have to go to Mecca, a place that's really far away, once in their lifetime. And every year they have to fast for a whole month. They have to do so many different things in order to be able to earn their right to go to heaven. See, they don't know that Jesus had paid for all of that on the cross, and that they don't have to do those things in order to be able to go to heaven. All they have to do is believe in Him. And so we're there so that they can have a chance to be able to hear that and to understand the truth that's in God's Word. But first we have to put God's Word into their language so that they have a chance to hear. And then we have to take time to actually teach them about that, teach them the truth so that they know that they have a chance to go to heaven by believing in Jesus. So that's why we're there. Living in Senegal, we are actually part of a church there. Our church is rather small. It's got about 50 people. But yet one thing they do each year is that they put on a kids camp. They invite all the kids from church, they invite kids from the neighborhood, and we invite kids from village churches that are around. It's an opportunity for those kids to come together and to hear about Jesus, to study God's Word together, and to do things like crafts and play games. We're excited as a church here at EBC to be able to be part of that by helping make that possible. During our time at VBS, we actually raised money for that. And so tonight, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what kids' life are like in West Africa, and also what an important thing this kids camp is for them. So as we go through the night, I'm going to show you actually different pictures. I'm going to show you about some pictures of what life is like. And while you're looking at these pictures, I want you to think, how is this different from how I might do things here in America? Now remember, different doesn't mean that it's wrong or that it's bad. Different just means that it's a different way of life. And so this is an opportunity for you guys to see how people might do things differently in a different part of the world. So let's get started. We're going to start with kids who live in the city. And so I'm going to show you a picture right now of kids eating. And when you look at this picture, I want you to think, how is this different from how you might do things at your house? You might think about these things in your head. You might talk about it with someone who's next to you. You might just shout it out right where you are right now. But look at this picture and think about it for a minute. Did you notice that people were all eating around one bowl? And that they were eating on the floor? And that they were using their hands? I bet that's quite a bit different from how you guys eat at your house. I bet you eat at a table with maybe plates and silverware, and I bet if you tried to eat with your hands, you might even get in trouble. Let's look at something else. How about chores? I bet you have to do chores at your house. Let's look at some of the chores that Senegalese kids have to do at their house. Here's a picture of sweeping. How is that different from how you might experience sweeping at your house? Did you see that the broom was really small? They make them out of resources that are actually available there in West Africa, but it does mean that the kids have to bend over. Sweeping is one of the most important chores that people have to do in West Africa. They will sweep their sand to make sure it looks nice, and then they will also sweep any of the sand that's in their house outside in front of their house. Another common chore is hanging up laundry. Have you ever hung up laundry at your house? It's quite an important task here in West Africa. And a lot of kids have to do that each day. Here's one more picture of a chore. How about washing dishes? I bet you all have had a chance to wash dishes at your home. And how is this different from how you might wash dishes? Did you notice that the bins are actually on the ground and that they are not in the sink? They do that because water is very precious in West Africa, and so they like to limit how much water they use while they're washing dishes. So it's just a different way of doing a chore. Here's another picture for you. How about garbage pickup? How is your garbage pickup each week? Well, in West Africa, we have a garbage donkey, and he comes by each week to get our garbage. That's a lot of fun. How about what we do for fun? What do you enjoy doing for fun? In West Africa, one of the most important things for kids to do is to play soccer. And here you see a picture of kids playing soccer with a soccer ball. But they can actually play soccer with anything that rolls. That might be a can, that might be a bunch of clothes wadded up really tightly, or anything like that. How about pets? What kind of pets do you have at your house? In West Africa, kids have different kinds of pets. They might have a family of pigs. What do you think about that? Some have chickens. I bet some of you guys have chickens in your house too. So that might not be new. How about a goat? Have you ever seen someone actually have a goat inside their house? Or maybe up on their roof? And how about a cow? Bet not many of your friends have cows for pets. But that's often what the kids in West Africa have in their houses. Here's one last thing for you. Another important thing that kids do in West Africa is that they actually have to go to the store and get things for their parents. But the stores there aren't at all like the stores here in America. In fact, there is a store on every single block, very close, but they're very small. And so when people buy food there, they don't have enough money to actually buy food for multiple days. They will buy just the food that they need for that one day. So if you were going to make a sandwich, it means you'd have to go to the store and you would get 2 slices of bread, you'd get a little bit of peanut butter, and a little bit of jam. And so that's what they do. They go and buy a little piece of bread, maybe a little piece of butter to go on that bread. They might buy a small bag of rice or small bags of seasonings or anything like that. And so often it's the kids' responsibility to go out and to buy those things for their parents. And they don't have to walk far, and they'll go to a store that looks like this. Do you see how this store looks different? It's not this big grocery store like you guys go to, but there is a lot of things that's in there. You also can't actually get the things off the shelf yourself. You have to ask the man to go get it. So it's very different, but it's also a lot of fun because the kids get to do it themselves. So that's just a taste about what life looks like in West Africa for kids. But let's talk a little bit about camp. I want to tell you the story of Jeremy. Jeremy is a kid who's grown up in our church, and in fact, he started going to camp when he was 8 years old. Jeremy's part of a family. He's got 4 siblings, and he goes to school and lives in a neighborhood. But he is the only one who knows about Jesus in his school. He's the only one, and him and his family are the only ones who know about Jesus in their neighborhood. And so most of the time when Jeremy's interacting with other kids, they don't share the same beliefs as him. Often people kind of look down on him because they don't understand why he's not doing the same things that they're doing. And so he's different from everyone else around him. He looks forward to camp each year because it's the one time when he gets to spend multiple days with other kids who believe in Jesus. And he gets to study God's Word, and he gets to play games with them, and he gets to do crafts and things like that. So each year in January, they look forward to finding out if there will be a camp that year. And then if so, they live in anticipation for the next few months while they wait for kids camp to come. The morning of, he would wake up really early, grab his bags that are packed, and they head and they all jam into this bus all together. There will be one kid who will have a drum, and they will sing the whole way to the beach, which is about an hour-and-a-half drive. And once they get there, there's a dorm for the boys and there's a dorm for the girls. And all the boys sleep together on usually 2 kids per mattress, and we'll have mattresses on the floors and on the beds, and wherever there's space, you'll have people sleeping so that there's room for everyone. Each morning they'll do chores and they'll clean up the camp and they'll clean the bathrooms and do dishes, and then we've got time where Jeremy gets to spend learning about the Bible, and then there's lunch together, and then they get to play sports together, then they get to go in the ocean, which they never get to do any other time in their life, and then after ocean time they'll shower up and get clean, and then there's crafts, and we have games, and then there's more time in the Bible, and then at 8 o'clock they have dinner, and in the evening they get to watch a movie that we project on the wall. And each day is like this, and it's so exciting for them to be able to spend time together with other kids and to also get that time to study God's Word in a concentrated time. And so they look forward to it each year. Jeremy was telling me that it is the highlight of his year, and that each year he can't wait until that time comes, and when it's time for camp to be over, they're so sad to leave. So that's just a small picture of one kid and his excitement and why it's so important to him and why we believe that we want to continue to make this opportunity possible for them each year. So thank you for listening and for this opportunity to share. And the next time we come back, I think it'll be next week, we're going to talk about the kids who live in the village and what that looks like.